right, thank you all for coming this morning. We're here to brief you on the situation that happened at approximately 8:30 this morning. I'm Sherry Knight, Associate Vice President of University Communications. We'll have the Lieutenant Klaus brief you on the police update, but I want to make sure that you know that the university responded quickly. We had the campus on lockdown. No students, faculty, or staff have been injured. And we are continuing with that with people on lockdown across campus. I want to let you know that we have multiple agencies who are active and involved in this, and we are processing that as we go forward. I'm going to turn it over to Detective or Lieutenant Klaus, and he will update you on the police status at this point and what we know.
And if you could give us your full names.
Thank you, Sherry. It's Lieutenant Larry Klaus, Central Michigan University Police Department. Here to report that our agency is confirming that a tragic event took place on our campus here this morning. And we are confirming that 2 individuals have been fatally injured, and the incident took place in Campbell Hall, which is part of our Towers complex. As Sherry Knight said, at this point, none of our students, faculty, or staff have been injured. They are sheltering in place at this current time, and at this point, our campus is safe. We believe this situation involves a domestic type incident. The person of interest that we are looking for actively at this point is a James Eric Davis. He's a black male, approximately 19 years of age, weighing about 135 pounds. A photograph will be released shortly of Mr. Davis, and we're asking that our community members call us. Call 911 if you see this individual, and he should be considered armed and dangerous if you encounter Mr. Davis. For those planning to come to campus to pick up their students for spring break, we would ask that you please stay off campus. Our campus is actively locked down and our students are sheltering in place. If you need a location to go to the Comfort Inn at 2424 South Mission Street, and there will be staff there to help support you and your families. At the current time, this is still an active event. Police agencies are actively trying to locate the individual. He was last seen shortly after the shooting, running in a northbound direction from our Towers complex. At that time, he was wearing a dark hoodie. It is unknown what clothing he may be wearing now, because we have located a number of articles of clothing along the railroad grade. We have tactical teams from the Mount Pleasant region, comprised of the Central Michigan University Police, Mount Pleasant Police, the Sheriff's Office, that are actively looking for this individual. We also have assets from the Michigan State Police that are assisting with officers, air support, and with tactical members. We have assets from the FBI and our other federal partners. I will now turn it over to Officer Jeff Brown from the City of Mount Pleasant.
My name is Jeff Brown, Public Information Officer with the Mount Pleasant Police Department, and we're asking for the community's help in this part. We believe the subject is in the city limits now, and so we need the community's help in locating him. And by that, with the picture that we're going to release, we're asking that you do not approach this individual. We're not asking you to go out and look for the individual. What we're asking is, if you see this individual, we want you to contact 911 immediately and let our teams do what we do and apprehend that individual. The important thing is to know that our community is safe. We're going to ask that everybody stay inside at this time. And again, if you come across this individual, to call 911 immediately.
Questions?
Any questions?
Yeah,
that you may
domestic.
have?
You guys call this believe it to be a domestic issue. There is one report at least that this suspect was released from the hospital at 8 this morning, and then the shooting happened a short time later. Did this guy come back to try to finish something that started either last night or early this morning?
Here's what I can confirm at this point. It's a little early in our investigation. The CMU Police Department did have contact with the involved individual last evening. At some point in the evening, he was transported to McLaren Hospital due to what the officers believe may be a drug-related type incident, an overdose or a bad reaction to drugs. At that point, he was released to the hospital staff. We're calling it a family-type domestic issue at this point, and that's all we're releasing at this time.
We're also hearing.
Can you confirm that the two dead were his parents?
I cannot confirm the deceased at this point. What I can confirm, that it did not involve faculty, staff, or our students.
There's a report out that he killed his parents.
I cannot confirm that at this time.
What is the policy for guns on campus?
We have a gun-free policy on our campus, and weapons are not permitted on the CMU campus per our policy.
What were the weapons you used?
We cannot disclose that at this point. It's early in the investigation.
Did you have more than one weapon?
Not that I'm aware of it, not at this point.
Just one gun then?
I have no idea how many weapons are involved.
Did the
At this
student-
point, what I can tell you is that if you do encounter Mr. Davis, that you should consider him to be armed and dangerous.
Did the students in the residence hall call 911?
We got calls from Campbell Hall of shots fired, and university officers and City of Mount Pleasant officers responded to that location.
Witnesses
Can you
to
tell us
this?
more about Davis, how long he's been a student here?
I can't provide any further information regarding the student at this time.
Were the victims found in Campbell Hall?
The victims were found in the residence hall, correct.
Did he live in that residence hall?
I can't disclose that at this point because I'd have to get confirmation on that prior.
You called him a suspect and person of interest. Which one is it? Is it suspect? Can we call him a suspect?
It would be suspect.
Your officers came into contact with him last evening. Had there been any other previous incidents before last night?
The investigation's early, but not that I'm aware of.
Is there a reason why you haven't been able to release the relationship with the suspect and victims?
But one, that it's early in our investigation. We've got the Michigan State Crime Lab here processing that scene, and we have to do notification of next of kin before we can release any names that are involved in this matter.
You said the campus is a gun-free zone, so how do you enforce that? Are there metal detectors on campus?
There's not metal detectors. Most of our buildings have access control, where you have to have an identification to get into our buildings. The towers have access control. We do not have metal detectors, but it is our policy that the students, staff, faculty cannot have weapons on our campus.
Do we know at all how the suspect obtained a weapon at this time, or?
I have no information on that.
What type of weapon was used, and was there reason to believe last night when police had contact with him that this was a potentially violent suspect?
I cannot disclose what type of weapon was used at this point, and I have no information that would lead us to believe that this would have taken place here today.
This shooting happened on the 4th floor, so how was he able to escape? Did he fly down the stairs? I mean, any information on how he got away?
I can't confirm the floor, but the last thing I can confirm, we had cameras that saw him exiting the north side of the Towers complex and running on the railroad grade.
And we were hearing from some people on campus too saying that they believe that the suspect was seen downtown Mount Pleasant. Do you know if that's true at this point?
I'll turn that over to Officer Brown from the City of Mount Pleasant.
We've had a number of tips of where this individual might be. So far, we have not located him. However, we're following up on every tip that comes through. We've been checking individuals to check their identity as they come in.
Is there any previous background about this guy, maybe criminal background whatsoever?
Not that we're aware of at this point. And like I said, it's early in the investigation. Later in the day, I'm sure we'll have more information that we can share with you and update you on this and the investigation.
Do you have surveillance cameras on campus near the residence hall that you may have been seen on?
The vast majority of our campus does have surveillance type cameras that we can see, and the Towers complex does have cameras in that location. Now, they're not in the students' rooms or in the hallways. They're at the exits and entrances and common areas within those structures.
Was there any direct witnesses to the shooting?
At this point, it's early in the investigation. We're going to have to disclose more of this type of information later in the day when we have more information from our investigators on scene.
Regarding students in dorms, how long will they be on lockdown for? Students who are on campus, students who might need their parents to come pick them up and such.
At this point, we're still on a lockdown status where we're sheltering in place. The university will provide additional information throughout the course of the day when that status may change. We're asking that our students stay sheltered in place at this point in time. And we ask that parents do not come to the university looking for their students. They can report to the Comfort Inn, and we can make arrangements at that point. We will update you as soon as we have more information regarding the status of the lockdown and shelter in place.
Was the student in any trouble with the university?
So,
Is that true?
what you need to know at this point is that the university is taking all precautions. Number one priority right now is safety. Safety of our students, of our faculty, and of our staff. We still have people sheltering in place. We will be updating you as we have more information. At this point, everything we have that we can share, we have released with you. We will update you as the day goes on and as we have additional information. Thank you.
Can you tell us anything about him as a student?
We can't, not at this
Do you
point.
believe he's targeting anybody else specifically?
No,